It's Madden NFL 22 on EA Sports, and we've got a duel in the Lone Star State. It's the Jets and the Texans, and it comes your way next.
On a wonderful fall afternoon in the state of Texas, the roof is open, and we've got football from NRG Stadium in Houston. They do it big here in Houston, and a second ago it was a Texas-sized welcome for their hometown guys. They're fired up and ready to go as they get set to match up with the New York Jets. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And CD, you look at the Jets coming into play. Their offense is a unit that's not afraid to take chances out there, but not always for the better. What do you see them trying to do here?
I think they'll continue to take those chances, Brandon, but to me, they have to do it in a measured way. And what I mean by that, they can't just come into a game and throw caution to the wind and just say we're going to run a bunch of gadget plays, a lot of reverses, end arounds, all of those things. They've got to identify the spots where they want those plays to pay off, which means you have to set them up, and then when they present themselves, take full advantage.
And we are underway from NRG Stadium in Houston. And no run back on the opening kickoff. It'll come out to the 25. Now the Jets about set to go here on the offensive side for the first time. And leading them out, Charles, the number 2 overall pick in this April's draft. It's Zach Wilson out of BYU.
During the draft process, it was pretty clear early that Jacksonville was locked in on Trevor Lawrence, the quarterback at Clemson. That allowed the Jets to really peruse the rest of the quarterback crop, and they settled in on Zach Wilson from BYU. Loved his game, ability to throw from the pocket, the off-platform throws, getting outside of the pocket and making plays. He's their guy, and they expect him to be that guy for at least the next 10 years.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Now it's Wilson. Caught here by Griffin. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Jets first down.
As far as tight ends go, this guy's not a speed burner. He's much more of an inline blocking type of a tight end. But how about this last play? Made a nice catch and picked up a first down.
That's what impresses me about him. When he's called upon, usually gets it done. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. To throw is Wilson. Man open, here is Crowder. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18.
And, partner, they're locked in man coverage out left, and they end up running a crossing route. Rounded it a little bit more than a slant. And he's just going to angle himself towards the right side of the field, and that's very difficult for a defender to shadow him across all that ground.
So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 47. A run there on 1st down and a pretty good one of 5 yards, so make it 2nd and 5.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
Second and 5 now. Wilson. A throw to the flat for Carter. 5 yards on the pickup, and they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches.
I like it, I like it, I like it. Get everyone involved in the passing game, and you know you can create those great mismatches throwing it to your guys out of the backfield.
And on the first drive, that can also help establish some rhythm, right?
I think so. It gets everyone involved. They feel like they're part of it, and really gets them amped up as they go forward.
And he has his tight end. That's Wesco. And he gets it down a yard or two shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs. Pretty solid start for the rookie here on this first drive, Charles.
Able to have some confidence, stepping back into the pocket, move around a little bit, find open receivers, and deliver. That just means his confidence is going to continue to grow because he's getting more and more comfortable with each completed pass.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. He finds his man, complete. That's Griffin. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. The Jet passing game in rhythm. They've got another first.
Okay, I'm not so great at math, but I just looked over at our statistician, Marvin, and he signaled to me 5 for 5 to get things started here on this opening drive. Where I come from, that's pretty good.
That is pretty good. Now, what do you do defensively to adjust?
Well, this is where you've got to make a decision as a defensive coordinator. Do you really get after the quarterback, or maybe you tighten down on the receivers, bump them off of their routes, chip away at their timing so things aren't as precise as they've been so far in this game?
A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
I have no crystal ball up here. I can't truly see into the future. But if they don't start getting some pressure on him, make him move around a little bit and do something with the receivers to, change up their timing, they're just going to get shredded as we've seen so far. Right now, they're off to a blazing start.
Yeah, and you are right. He looks way too comfortable back there in the pocket.
Yeah.
Feeling the pressure here and taken down. A sack back at the 7.
They can't stop us, baby.
Just not much a quarterback can do there, CD. The pressure was in his face almost instantaneously. Led to a very quick sack.
And this came from the edge, and those pass rushers, they have so many tricks of the trade to get around blockers. They have a lot of tools in their kit. This was pure speed and athleticism on this play, though, and they could barely get a glove on him before he got the quarterback on the ground.
Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. And the Texans scoop it. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line. And the Texans set to take over on offense, and we see them led out by their veteran quarterback in his 11th season in the NFL, but first in the Lone Star State, Tyrod Taylor.
It's pretty much become the norm when we see guys come out before a game and go through the route tree with their receivers. I thought it was exciting for us to see the exact same thing happen in practice.
He's so meticulous, isn't he?
He really is, and that tells me it's not just a one-time-a-week thing. They work on it all the time, trying to hone that fine edge. They want to see if they can get in sync and stay in sync in this one.
The tackle made there by Jared Davis.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
Taylor's throw taken in there by Cooks. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. That's good for a Texan first down, a 12-yard pickup.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you?
4 down, 4 down. 5-2 is the mic. 5-2.
They'll throw on first down with Taylor. Flush to his right, and he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's second down.
Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot.
Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
They'll run for the first time with Johnson. And he is going to wind up losing yardage here, as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. No score after one on EA Sports. Ready for the second quarter from Houston. It's the Texans in possession of the football, as they've got it with a third down coming up.
Hey, 4 down, 4 down.
Out of the gun, it's Taylor. Out to the flat here for Johnson. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. 10 yards there, good enough for a Texan first down.
Well, I like the play design there. They occupied the defense downfield, everyone trying to account for someone. But unfortunately, they didn't account for the running back slipping out of the backfield, and he was absolutely unnoticed and wound up getting big yards on that play.
So in Jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Just like that. Just like that.
Running from the gun, Johnson. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. He was able to escape momentarily in the backfield, but you could just kind of tell that wasn't going anywhere.
You know, in the film session, he'll get a minus for not getting him on the ground by himself. But what the coach is really going to analyze, how fast did his teammates get there to help him? If one guy slows him up, everyone else better be there, and that's what they got on that play.
2nd and 12. Now Taylor. Amendola catching it left side. And he'll go out of bounds right around the 40. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down.
I like the thought process. I like the design, but I think he may have waited a little too long to spot his man, because if you're going to run that drag route, you've got to put it on him and let him turn upfield. Instead, he waits until his receiver's too close to the sideline, and they don't get the yards after the catch.
On third down, Taylor looking deep downfield. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
A very early momentum changer there. Actually a dream killer for the defense, because they forced a third down. Felt like they had a good chance to get off the field defensively, and then they got hit with that big play.
First and goal, a chance to convert that early turnover into points. Taylor. And he's going to be dropped back at the 15-yard line.
Come on, guys, let's
Full run show Fatukasi gets him for a loss of 8. What great push up front. Well, that's not how you hope to draw it up there on 1st and goal, CD, by taking a sack like that.
Well, they tried to be aggressive, didn't they? They didn't want to try and work their way past the goal line. They wanted it right there on that play. Unfortunately, it backfired against them. Now they have to try and pick it up here moving forward.
First down, a bit of a disaster, and now on 2nd and goal, back even further. Now Taylor. And he's got his man in stride, complete. That catch good for 8, but still, it's 3rd and goal now.
It gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal? From the shotgun, it's Taylor. Now he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Tyrod Taylor, a 6-yard touchdown run. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. They were looking to pass the ball there, but they forgot to account for the man with the football.
Yeah, I can hear people right now saying, well, why don't you have a spy in your defense, someone who will dance with him and go where he goes? Well, oftentimes if you utilize a spy, you've taken away someone in coverage as well. And oftentimes, the spy, not as athletic as the guy he's trying to keep up with, so he gets defeated anyway.
And he turns 3rd and goal into a touchdown. Kaimi Fairbairn on for the extra point. And the Texans take a 7-0 lead. So that one a long 11-play drive. And it was capped off by a Tyrod Taylor touchdown run. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. Here's Coleman now to return. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this out to the 29. Back onto the field come the New York Jets for their second drive. And last time the turnover on the fumble, and they were in enemy territory, so that had to be very frustrating. Down on the scoreboard here, can't do it again.
You nailed every part of what was frustrating. Down on the scoreboard, had a drive going, and pushed it past the 50-yard line, so they thought they were in striking distance, and to come away with...
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Malik Collins able to get in there and run him down for what's going to be a loss of 15 yards all told. These sacks now, they're starting to pile up, Charles, and that front 7 defensively, they've had their way with this offensive line.
And I think at this stage, we have to start thinking about different play calls. We've got to start helping this quarterback out because the entire game he's been under siege. I don't care what the down and distance, they've got to get the ball out of his hands a lot quicker.
To try again after the sack, Wilson. Flushed out right. And he'll slide to a halt here, still a little shy of the first down marker. He got him a big chunk of that yardage back, but even with that effort, it'll still be 3rd and long. 2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. Jonathan Coachman will join us from Orlando with our halftime report. But business to take care of before we get there.
A 2-minute drill before the coach's 2-minute drill.
Eluding the pressure right. He'll air this one out deep for Davis. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with the referee. So they decline it as that will bring up 4th.
And I know that yardage and field position are keys to any game played, but you've got to consider downs when you're talking about penalties, and they wisely did not take that one and made it 4th down.
On is the punter man as he boots this one away. So possession goes over here on the punt, and the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. Now here's David Johnson in the Houston offense yet again. The passing game, they've had more success there than the running game. Maybe something they game plan for.
How come they didn't tell us about it?
Because they wanted to keep it a secret.
We did ask, didn't we? But I think what happened in this one is they've realized that they've established the run pretty well, and teams are going to key on that. They thought they could open it up and have success through the air, and that's exactly what's going on.
Yeah, they've had success at least so far here in the second quarter.
And some play callers, when they go into games, they don't mind calling a lot of screens, and they don't care what down. They were maybe one block away from really having something there to start this drive. Good job defensively to cut through the blockers and make the tackle on the screen, or that could have gone for maybe 15 or 20 yards.
And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete. So that one will be accepted. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. From the gun, it's Taylor. Steps away to his left. And Taylor will slide to a home or first down. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. On 1st and 10, it's Taylor. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number one. Well, prior to that, he had hit his first 6 passes to start the game, so a nice little run to begin.
It feels like this offense has carried its dress rehearsal into the game. You know, because you do practice it, you do go through it, and in this case, it's clicking exactly like they drew it up.
Over the middle, it's Amendola. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Here's Taylor to throw. And it's complete to Chris Conley. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling. And he went in route there from the slot for the completion.
I love how he runs his routes because it's all setting up your defender. Give him a little something one way, take him the other way. Head and shoulder fake. Sometimes you make one step to the outside, then break it inside. Really well run route.
Throwing now, Taylor on 1st down. Letting one go deep for the end zone. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Just his 2nd incompletion so far. He's 8 for 10. I think he'll take 80%.
There's no doubt that he will, but if you're the defensive play caller, you better circle what you just dialed up on your play sheet and come back to it because you just caused an incompletion. You need a few more of those.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Taylor, he's to the 10. Completing it to the right side. Johnson. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. Now it's Taylor. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Tyrod Taylor in the final seconds of the first half. And the Texans would extend their lead here just before halftime. CD for them. This has just been an offensive explosion here in the 2nd quarter.
Yeah, held scoreless in the 1st quarter. Now they find the end zone again here in the 2nd. Sometimes you just have to have some patience. A lot of people think it's always an adjustment. You have to change what you're doing. Sometimes you just have to do your game plan just a little bit better. And I think that's part of what we're seeing here.
On for the PAT, Kaimi Fairbairn. And it's good to make it 14-0. So that drive goes 8 plays, and it was capped off by a Tyrod Taylor touchdown run. 4 seconds all that remain here in this first half as the kick gets away. Here's Coleman now to return. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. The white flag coming out as they line up to kneel on it. And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number 1. So we've come upon halftime here in Houston, and it's the home team, the Texans, leading this one. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports halftime report. Take it away, Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome, everybody, to our abbreviated version of the EA Sports halftime report. First up, though, let's take a look at the next-gen stats from that first half for the Jets. And they will need to get this passing game in here because they did not do much of anything in that first half. And it's why the scoreline is what it is. Meanwhile, for the Texans, they had a little more success than their counterparts did in the passing game, as evidenced by the numbers there.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. It's the Texans in front, and they're going to get the football first as we are back underway in the third quarter. Desmond King now to return it. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. The Texans getting ready to go here to begin the third quarter. And Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
Just his second catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains.
Partner, this is one of the best routes anyone can have in their offensive playbook. Tough to defend because you think it's a go route, and then he breaks it back on the comeback. There's one other thing you need as well.
A well-thrown ball.
Exactly right. You have a guy who has some precision in throwing the football because of the timing of the route.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. They go play action now. Taylor. Rolling to his right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Well, on that one, they go with a play fake, CD, but I don't think anybody really was fooled. All eyes were fixated on the quarterback, and they got him to the ground.
And to run this play successfully, you've got to make sure that everyone is doing their part. You actually have to sell this play. You've got to sell the run action. Otherwise, why do you stop at the running back? You just run straight for the quarterback and put him on the ground.
Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. Another try after the first down sack. Taylor under pressure, and they got to him again.
Okay, let's go back a little bit and see if my schooling comes to the front. What's that old saying? Those who forget the lessons of history are doomed to repeat them. That's the same guy who's gotten back-to-back sacks. I think a double team may be in order.
Third and long. Taylor and company open to regroup after the sack. Here's Taylor. Escaping the pressure right. He finds an opening past the 40 and all the way up to the 46. That one good for 21 yards, and that'll bring up 4th down.
On that play, as you saw the route start to develop downfield, I got the sense that maybe the run would set up for him, and he took full advantage of it and got a big gain on a busted play.
Here's Cameron Johnston now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the third. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. Zach Wilson and the Jet offense set to take over here. And maybe he's starting to wave the white flag a little bit. He's playing pretty well, but the pressure, it's got to him.
Has to find a way to step around it, step through it, or just handle it. Because as you mentioned, he's having a pretty good day overall. Just the hits keep coming and taking those sacks. That's not the way that they want to finish a ball game with their quarterback on the ground so much.
He'd like to stay upright. When he's been upright, he's been pretty good. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Zach Cunningham, league's leading tackler a year ago, and to make the stop.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Throwing is Wilson. He finds Corey Davis. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. They'll run with Carter. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first.
I always appreciate runners who understand situations. That was just 3rd and inches. No reason to dance around in the backfield and try and break off a bigger play. Just go pick up the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
On 1st down, right back to Carter. And he'll push his way up to about the 44 here. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Here's 2nd and 9. Now Wilson. Flush to his right, and he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a 3rd down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
From midfield now, here's Wilson. Throw right side complete to Carter. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Give him 12 yards there, and the Jets have a first.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon. And it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a 1st down. So now on defense, you assign a man to him and try and cover it before he gets going.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. A give, Carter running right. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
8 yards the tally on that 1st down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Play action. It's Wilson. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
Another attempt, another incompletion. And when I look at the scoreboard and where we are in this game, it comes to mind, they have to start getting the ball in the hands of their playmakers. Throw it to the guys that maybe can take a short pass and turn it into a long gain or make people miss downfield. They've got to have points, and the guys who can put the ball in the end zone, they're the ones that need to touch the ball.
And he is going to have a Jets first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on third and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
On first down, Wilson. Screenplay, Johnson. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now in Houston. It's Jet football, but they trail here as we start the fourth quarter. On second down, a run with Carter. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up. I hate to say it, but that play typifies what we've seen from this offense all game long.
Yeah, don't you think maybe you flip over your play sheet as the offensive coordinator and see the side that says try something different? Because this has not worked all game long. They continue to try and get it done. They've got to come up with something a little bit different. Try something special, something they haven't seen.
Anything to score a point. The Jets on third down. They've been near perfect. 4 for 5 at this point. This is 3rd and 4. Wilson. And he's got a man, Corey Davis. And the Jets are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. And in a 2-score game, obviously, every play, every third down, like we saw there, magnified, big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get the third down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
So another third down conversion, and now they've got a 1st and goal. They'll run with Carter. And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3. What a game this defense continues to play, huh?
Yeah, they've been aggressive from the first snap, and they've controlled this ball game. But right now, if you're on the other side of the ball, you got to match that aggressiveness. No points so far in this game. Moving the football, got to be that way to go against them and try and get some points on the board.
And I'm curious on the defensive side if they stay aggressive, because you know they want. And this will be caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. A great play there. There to make the grab. And the Jets are finally on the board here in the fourth quarter. There was a lot of zip on that pass, and baseball might have called that a frozen rope.
I like it when you bring the diamond into the game. I'm going back to the gridiron. Had some heat on that bad boy. Sometimes you throw a touchdown pass, and sometimes
you throw, what, a touchdown strike?
There you go. That's my man, in concert.
The point after is good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And it'll come out to the 25 as King opts for the touchback. And the football going back over now to the Houston Texans. They've been asleep for a little while on this side of the football, Charles, and the score is just a one-score game now. Haven't had any points this half. What gives?
Let's go old school here. All right, let's get back to the basics. Get back to running the football, high percentage throws. Find the guys that eat pressure and make plays for you and make sure they touch it.
Meanwhile, a throw by Taylor is incomplete. How good has he been throwing the football, though? And despite that incompletion, that's just the third time he's been off target this entire game.
And Brandon, I've been on the other side of this equation, trying to defend a guy who's been this hot, and it chips away at your confidence. And when you're not confident when you're trying to defend, it makes you slower to the football, and it leads to more completions for them.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Taylor dumping it off for Johnson. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34.
It's funny, throughout the time that we've been together, when we talk with running backs about the ability to catch the ball, their eyes light up when they talk about open field and having one-on-one matchups, don't they?
Yeah, they do. That's the reason why. What we just saw, shedding those tackles, and that's what they're used to doing.
It is, and it starts at the beginning of the play, one-on-one matchup if someone's trying to cover them, but they also like those one-on-ones downfield after they catch when they're running with the ball. They think they're going to win those too.
And flags come in as he gets forward for about 3 yards. Well, let's check on the call. The Jets will bring in a nickel set as they try to stop this 3rd down. Now it's Taylor. Throw complete right side to Cooks. And he's going to have a Texans 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Big hook up there, forced to throw it on 3rd down. The connection's going to keep the drive alive and also keep the clock moving.
And yeah, and from a defensive perspective, didn't get a sack, didn't knock the ball free, didn't break up the pass. The clock keeps running on you. You're in a dire situation now.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll try and run down some clock with Johnson. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And no more. No gain on the play there. 2nd down. The 4th quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding, keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
Here's Johnson again on 2nd down. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
This is an absolutely big 3rd down that's been set up here, partner, and there's no other way to put it. The defense has to get a stop here if they have any hopes of winning this game.
Has to. You said big 3rd down. I'd put the word big in capital letters here. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. They're facing a critical 3rd down now as they try to hold on to this lead. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. Here's Cameron Johnston now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And a fair catch signaled for and taken at about the 18-yard line. It'll wind up just a 35-yard punt, no return. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. So here's Wilson and the Jets. Down 14-7. 1:51 on the clock. Needing to go pretty much the length of the football field as they have it 1st and 10. A nice-looking play to start the drive down the middle and complete. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Call that a very strong gain of 24. Here's Wilson. And that's complete to Davis. 7 yards the pick up there.
It drives some people crazy to see those short throws underneath. They've got to find a way to gash the defense downfield.
And we've reached the 1-minute mark in this game. Wilson to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Carter. Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. And the Texans have an extra defender in the secondary now on 3rd down. Throwing now is Wilson. He'll drop this down to Johnson underneath. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line, tackled there. They only needed 1 yard on 3rd down. They get 10 instead by going to the air.
Partner, you got to like what they're doing right there. Little by little, they're getting closer. Another good pickup.
1st down now, but the clock continues to move. Now Wilson. They shakes him off. Airing one out for Crowder. That's into a crowd and intercepted. Picked off by Justin Reed. And the Texans have just about sewn up this football game. The rookie was trying to push it downfield, but the safety bit him.
And he'll learn that you have to hold the safety. And you do that with your head movement, your eyes, sometimes your shoulders. Hold the safety so that you can get back to the throw that you really want to make. He got so excited thinking his guy was open that he made it easy for the defensive back to go get the football.
Down to a knee here as the Texans look to let the clock roll. The Jets going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in the game. Second and 11. From the gun, a run for Johnson. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to bring up a 3rd and about 7 left.
Baby. Yeah, baby.
So Houston going to come away here with the victory. And it was a bit of a strange game. They were held scoreless through the entire second half, but their first half output, that's enough to carry them to victory.
And that's an odd game to watch, isn't it? Because when we saw the output in the first half, you think to yourself, okay, they've got something working here. They know what they're doing. They'll continue that along. But instead, it's goose eggs in the second half. Fortunately, enough of a cushion and enough defense to carry them home.